Hi guys, welcome to the second episode of Varsity Struggles. My name is Letho&Mbulelo and this is my boyfriend Mbulelo. He is gonna tell you more about today's video as always.
Alright, before we get into the video, let me just introduce myself properly. My name is Mr. Champion Ladai, the leader of the new old school, champion of the winning team, men of high integrity from the highest house of society. I just want to remind you that champions are immortal, man.
Yes.
We are out here, okay? Almost got carried away, man. We are out here, we're doing Varsity Struggles Part 2, where we are just addressing some of the challenges that varsity students face on a daily basis. October, as we know, in South Africa is being it's being observed as the Mental Health Awareness Month, and 10th of October in particular was Mental Health Awareness Day. I mean, we know the stats are very ridiculous, especially around about this time of the year where varsities are having their exams, students are writing their exams, the pressure is piling up because you realize that you haven't studied as much as you were supposed to, and then DP could just managed to get you into the exam, but you need everything to pass your final exams, and then you know that at home they're not gonna understand because they don't see you every day.
Yeah. So
basically, last week we had Sambulo, who's a current student at Wits University. He's doing his third year law, and he's Leto's brother. So we were just asking him a few things. And so today we are continuing. And we are looking at different elements that can actually feature in someone else's struggle. Without talking too much, we have Sambulo's sister. She's prettier. She's gorgeous. Yeah, she's everything. Her name is Letho, and she is gonna be telling us about her varsity struggles. Miss Letho, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm scared.
So basically, we are just gonna ask you to introduce yourself so that people know you know, more than just being Letho or YouTube, and just tell us about yourself, where you come from, what school did you go to, and how did you end up studying what you studied, and where you were studying.
Okay, hi guys. Okay.
Hello.
My name is Letho&Mbulelo Joyful Ntombela.
You need to eat before you say that full name, otherwise you run out of battery before you even finish saying it.
I come from Mapumula. I went to Vugile High School. I came to VET in 2011. I was 16 years old. I came to do my law degree. I did my law degree and I finished in 2015. I know I came in 2011 and finished in 2015. I finished in 2015, did my art schools. Then I got admitted last year as an attorney, and I'm currently employed as a senior legal advisor.
Gweta.
Yes,
attorney. Yeah.
Oh, Ndili Gweta.
Yeah, Ndili Gweta. Okay, so and then you decided to come to Joburg. I mean, I understand that there's varsities in KZN, not particularly from Mapumulo, but there is a varsity somewhere in KZN, and you decided to come here and you decided to study law.
Yeah.
Sambulo did the same thing.
Yeah.
Why? Is it like a family thing that you go to Joburg, you go to Wits, and you study law? Is there like an uncle that keeps on telling you guys that?
The reason I came to Joburg is similar to Sambulo's reason. I didn't want to be born in KZN, study in KZN, and die in KZN.
Yeah.
So I felt like this was an opportunity for me to explore other provinces. It was actually my first time leaving the province, leaving KZN. Sure. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to study somewhere else. So I was open to UP, UCT. As long as it was not in KZN, it was fine for me. And the reason I did law, it's because, I mean, like, I was not exposed to a lot of careers.
Yeah.
I was not exposed to a lot of career choices. So for me, it was social work. I can't be a doctor because I'm not good at maths. I'm not going to be a nurse or a police. So I didn't have that many options. So I felt that law was the one that best suited me. I don't know.
That's actually very interesting because I mean we are faced with those things, especially when you come from rural areas. I mean, it's either you can become a teacher, a doctor, a police officer, social worker.
Yeah.
We're not exposed to a lot of. So I don't know if schools can do better. I believe that schools can do better
they
to
can,
take this, like to make sure that we're exposed to a lot of these things.
Yeah.
Not everyone is gonna be a cop. Not everyone is gonna be a nurse. And then you make the decision. Was it easy now for you to move from a KZN to come this side?
It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy because I remember when I received the letter from vets accepting me to law, I was so excited. But that excitement was unfortunately short-lived because I soon realized that my family was not financially prepared for me to come to varsity. So we didn't have even the registration fee. So as a result, I became depressed. I was so sad. I used to spend most of my time, I spent most of my December in 2010 crying because I didn't know what's going to happen the following year. I didn't see my 2011. It was just blank because I didn't see myself working. At the same time, I didn't see myself doing anything else other than studying. And studying required money. It requires money. So yeah, I was so sad. I remember my mom then sent me to my dad because I used to stay with my mom. Then they decided, okay, maybe you should go to your dad. Maybe he has a plan. I went to my dad. Same story. He didn't have money. Cool. And then the day before registration, he comes home and says I must pack my bag because we're going to Joburg. I was excited, but at the same time, I just had this small bag, so I was like, okay, cool, maybe we're just gonna go to Joburg, register, and then come back and then sort everything out. We came to Joburg, and then we registered, and then we had to look for accommodation. And we looked for accommodation. We found, I stayed in Dunwell. We found Dunwell because it was the most affordable accommodation for me at that time.
I'm very surprised that Dunwell existed in 2011 because this building was falling apart already in 1963. So I don't know how it was still there in 2011 and they were still charging money for it. But that's a story for another day.
Yeah, so I stayed in Dunwell. There was a bar downstairs. Yeah, things were happening in that place. Fine, cool. I'm thinking, well, I'm going back home because we still had about 2 weeks before classes began. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna go back home with my dad. We're gonna buy some bedding for me and stuff like that. Only to find Uguti, they're leaving me in Joburg. In that place in Dano, I didn't have anything. I had this small bag. I remember crying when my dad left, and my dad, because I was crying, my dad was also crying, but he still left. He went home.
He went home. Hey, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to leave you.
He went home, and then, but fortunately enough, my grandma gave me a bit of money at the following day for me to buy groceries.
Yeah, that's better. And I think another takeaway from this one, from the point that you're making, as black parents, I'm not gonna say we because I'm not a parent as yet. But we really need to do better as families. I mean, as much as we don't really have money, even if you don't have money, save that $100. If you know that your child is starting your high school, maybe you can just put away just $200. By the time this person goes to a varsity, it's gonna make a world of difference. Because what happens is that I've seen this where now a child, it's like they didn't know that she was doing grade 12, and then they have to find money from relatives. They have to get into debt just because because I promise you, black parents are very passionate about education, but then they don't prepare for it. So I think my advice in that when it comes to this point, we need to do better when it comes to saving. And then so tell us, you are here and then you are settled at Dunwell, you've got a bar downstairs. It's such a beautiful name because it means you have done well. But then, well, and then you're here. So what happens after that? Like, how is your year now? Are you settled and then you start, blowing fire and you passing, or what's going on?
So yeah, I get to Dunwell. I was staying in Dunwell and there was a bar downstairs. I think that's when I started drinking a lot.
Just because there was a bar downstairs?
Because the people that I was staying with, the whole floor was drinking. it was just ladies in that floor, and everyone
Easy
was
access,
drinking.
basically.
Yeah, so there were guys that would drink downstairs, and then afterwards they would ask us, okay, do you ladies have plans for the night? And we'll say no, and then we'll go out with them to Midrand. Yo, guys, it was so bad. I used to drink every weekend, and as a result I missed some of my due dates. My schoolwork was so behind. I didn't attend some of the classes, especially on Mondays. I would just stay at home because obviously I was hangover, so I wouldn't go to class. That's when I started smoking. I started smoking weed as well. I was introduced into a lot of things, and yeah, I'm sure
What wouldn't say?
I'm sure my mom and my grand, they're gonna be so shocked when they watch this video. But anyway, it is what it is. I started drinking, I started smoking, and yeah, varsity wasn't really or school or studying was not really on top of my mind.
Yeah.
So that's how I lived.
Sure. Okay. That's kind of deep. And then now, did you have any other friends? Well, did you have any friends? Because these people that you used to drink with, were those your friends?
Okay, so I sort of had two sets of friends, on campus friends, and then my after hours friends.
You had your life set up.
So with those friends as well, the ones that I didn't drink with, I sort of experienced some challenges because coming from Mapumulo, you know, I studied at Sigila High School. It's not a private school. It's just a school. Yeah. So the issue or the challenge that I had was that I didn't relate to them because they were from private schools, like proper private schools. Their schoolwork was up to date, and there would be times where we would sit together and we will have conversations. Well, they would have conversations, and I felt like I couldn't be part of those conversations because I was thinking, my English is not that good. I'm gonna say something and they're gonna laugh at me. So I would just sit and be quiet and listen to them. And every time I wanted to say something, I would hold back because I was thinking, I went to an all-black school in a rural area. And like Kwamapumulo, my teacher was black. I went to the same school as Usambolo. My teacher was black. Everyone around me was speaking isiZulu because it's in KZN, so it's not like we had Xhosa people, we had Swati people. It was just black Zulu people. So now I come here, I have these friends who went to multiracial schools speaking fluent English, and here I am. At the same time, I didn't want to let go of that friendship because I was learning a lot, and they kept me like on my feet in terms of schoolwork. So I felt like if I became friends with people who were struggling as I was, I felt like my schoolwork was going to be affected as well. So I wanted to be friends with them. They were getting A's, I was getting 50 something, you know. I was at some point I was still doing well. So
sure, that is very interesting, eh? Two sets of friends. And I like the fact that you say you went to an all-black school, like it was in New Zealand. So and then you are doing what you are doing. You're a full-time smoker and a drinker and a part-time student, and you have different sets of friends. How long did this continue for?
At some point I did like sort of get my life together. I got NSFAS.
Like student funding.
Yes, I got student funding. Then I was able to move into a student accommodation as soon as I moved, because now I was in a different environment and everyone around me was studying. Everyone like was committed to school. So I felt that, you know what, I needed to pull up my socks and you know, like I realized the reason. I realized the reason why I was in Joburg. So I studied, I tried to catch up. I was submitting my assignments on time now. I remember this other one time, I studied so hard for this test, but I still failed. I came home, I was crying, I was on the floor, I wanted to go back home. I called my dad, and my dad gave the phone to my late stepmom, and she said to me, she said, sometimes God will do things that seem harsh to us, but that is his way of bringing us closer to him. That's when it sort of rang in my head. It goes, oh, Kambe, I am born again. I need to go to church. I need to pray. I can't just go and write a test. I need to seek God's guidance. So that's when things started to fall into place.
Oh, okay. So that was within that year. Fortunately
Yes.
for you.
Fortunately, that was just within the first semester it was. So
Could
a
have
lot
been,
of it
Could have been worse because for
yes.
some people it becomes too late for them to catch up. Like the first year is wasted, and then someone is moving into the following year. Their confidence is gone because they failed everything. I mean, you move from high school, you top student, you get here, fail everything, and then when you move into the following year and you're still gonna be repeating the first year, you are discouraged. So fortunately for you, God was able to pull you back
Yes.
within a very short space of time.
Yes.
And then now that you had sort of shifted from that life that you were living, does this mean now you go back, because you're saying that you were born again already at the time?
Yeah.
Did you replace it with anything else, like going to church regularly, or how did that work out?
To be honest, I started going back to church, but I was in between, you know.
Double tapping.
I was
Double
like
tapping
in
now.
between two worlds now.
Yeah.
I didn't drink as much. I would go out and drink with my friends, and then on Sunday I would go to church depending on how I was feeling. But I knew in my heart that I needed to go to church and be in the presence of the Lord.
Yeah.
But I was just in jail, you know.
Like, I'm not ready to let go of this, but I also want this.
I wasn't fully committed because I remember at some point, like, we would go out with my friends and I would tell them, Ish, I can't have too many drinks. Like, we would be drinking, and I would say I can't drink too much because tomorrow I have church.
Yeah.
So that was my life. I would still, like, I would fast before exams, and then after exams I would celebrate by going out with my friends.
Yeah.
So that's the life I was living. I remember even some of my friends, when I was fasting, well, my best friend will see me when I'm fasting and she will ask, Gugusi, why are you not eating? She'll get so worried because she wasn't used to the Letho who fast.
Yeah.
She was used to the Letho who drinks. So I was just in between.
This is another question now that I asked to Sambulo last week, because it's very important for people to know. Particularly Wits University has a lot of support structures that I know that exist within the institution itself. I mean, I'm sure there's more now. If it had in 1942 when I was there, then I'm sure it has a lot. There's like the CCDU, there's the Writing Center, there's the clinic Matrix, and then what else? There's a lot, basically. There's a lot of support structures, and there's church on campus as well. That's another thing that I have come to like now, but I never had the chance to attend. Did you utilize any of those so that you can, because I mean there's a lot to deal with, so did you utilize any of those support structures that exist?
No, not really. Like, I knew about them, but I didn't feel or see a need, because I feel like CCDU is what going to therapy is. To black people, the people just look at you and like, you're going to a therapist to talk about your issues. What's wrong with you? It can't be that bad that you see a need to go there. So I didn't go because I was sort of, I don't know if I could say ashamed, or I didn't want, like, what if someone finds out that I'm going to CCTU? Now everyone is gonna know there's something wrong with me. I don't know how I felt about them, but I've never felt in my heart that I should go there.
Sure. Okay. Very interesting. When we're gonna have when you have help at your disposal, but you still. But I mean, I understand perfectly. I understand. Do you have anything else to say? Especially, I think I do want to highlight this one because it can be a bit of a challenge. So there's two groups of people that I would ask you to sort of speak to so that we can conclude this. The first group is people that do not know the Lord, like they're not born again, they come to Varsity, but they do have like families and friends. What would you say to them? And knowing what you know now, what would you have done differently, and would you advise the upcoming people? And then the second group, or should I ask you after you answered this one?
The group that is not born again.
Yeah, they come here, and then, like, what would you say to them?
I'll just say stay true to yourself. You know, just because now you are in this environment where you have friends who are doing things, don't feel the need to do what they're doing. Like, peer pressure is real, guys. But if you are more aware of it, then you try. I don't know what I can say. Like, don't succumb
Don't succumb to peer pressure.
to peer pressure. Be yourself at all times. It doesn't matter what kind of friends that you meet, because the friends that I had, honestly, the ones from private schools, they were black. They were like, if I felt uncomfortable with speaking English with them, I should have just spoken isiZulu, you know. So I feel like you should try and be, and I know it seems hard, but be yourself at all times. It will work for you in the long run.
And then to the group, because I think these feel more challenged, especially if you were, I mean, I wasn't born again young, you were born again. So now, and I understand that there's a lot of challenges. Sometimes along the way you don't understand, and then you get lost, and then you come back. What would you say to that young, especially young girls that are born again, they're coming here, and is it important for them to attend church here, or is it fine they can have that personal relationship with the Lord and not go to church?
For me, honestly, I wish when I came here, I surrounded myself with other Christians. I feel like had I done that from the beginning, my varsity years were going to be so much easier. And also, I feel like because I don't know, the relationship with God brings so much peace. So I wish I had embraced my faith and the Christ in me. I feel like had I done that, because right now I'm at peace. So I wish I had started from the beginning. So embrace your faith. Don't be ashamed of God. Don't be ashamed of speaking about God. And if you feel like you are ashamed, then you're not surrounded by the right people in your life. Because when you are surrounded by the right people, you won't feel like there's something wrong with you by just speaking about God. So just be true. It's the same advice. Be true to yourself and be true to your faith, and embrace the Christ that lives in you.
And I understand where you come from, because I think that's also very important.
Yes.
I mean, you find people lying to their parents and families that where they're asking for money for things that don't exist, because now they want to keep up with the fake lifestyle. So that should, I guess this is the end of this video, but can we just highlight what we spoke about in terms of peer pressure is real.
It is
Peer
real.
pressure is real. And coming from a small town to big cities is not child's play. So as parents, we really need to be supportive of the young ones. And also as families, we also need to save up for our kids.
Yes, please.
Yeah, understanding that we don't have like that much of money, but the little that you have, save a bit of a percentage, because I know how passionate that we are as black people about education. Now let's put some money behind it, you know. Put away that $200 every month, and then, like, if your child is doing grade 8 already, they've started doing grade 8 or even grade 7, whatever, put away that money that you're not gonna feel anyway. By the time they go to varsity, at least you have something, you know. What else?
Yeah, that's about it. Like your faith as well.
Yeah, utilize those support structures that exist. Don't be ashamed of the people around you. And yeah, I think that is it.
Yes.
Guys, if you are enjoying these videos, please do
Subscribe.
just give us a shout out, man. And also just tell us about your varsity struggles. Oh, I don't know what just happened here. Just tell us about your challenges at varsity, because as much as we understand that the list is inexhaustive, some people, like, maybe money is not an issue, but to someone else, they're struggling with something else. So just say on the comments, and also don't forget to subscribe,
Like,
and share with your friends.
yes, and hit the notification bell.
Yes, please. Yes, please. And we are not done. We're still gonna be doing, I think we have 2 more episodes
Yes.
of the Varsity Struggles.
Yes.
They are different to this one. So please make sure that you hit that notification bell so that it lets you know when we upload the next video. But we appreciate you. The way the channel has been growing is really, really, really amazing, guys. Thank you so much.